Okay, so my show is Fire in the Meth Lab. It's all about my brother, so if you like brothers and you like meth, or if you don't like brothers and don't like meth, then that's the show you should see. Okay, my name is Jon Bennett, and my show is called Fire in the Meth Lab.
Cool.
I'm from Australia.
Cool.
There we go, like everyone else. The relationship I have with my brother Tim, and how we took two different paths. I chose to travel around the world doing shows and doing comedy and stuff, and he chose to follow his dream of creating meth for a biker gang.
Story for you?
Yeah, so it's about our relationship and sort of dealing with this sort of brother who was always something a bit wrong. So going into his childhood and our growing up together, and me being the voice of reason and him just being nuts. It's a comedy storytelling show, which all my shows usually are, and it's sort of anyone who's seen my shows in the previous years know there's always a bit of stuff about Tim, my brother, and but this is after every other show. Everyone's gone, we want to know more about him, so I've created an entire show about him, and sort of just brotherly fights and things like that brothers get up to, but then working out where something went wrong. He knows about the show and he is just, where's my money? He just wants his money for the show, so he might get some money if it does well, maybe, but yeah, he's out of jail now, just recently. Yeah, he's gone quite religious, which is odd, but yeah, it's a complicated topic. But yeah, the whole show is just me telling stories about our childhood and our upbringing, and also about how he escaped death on many occasions as well, and got himself into lots of trouble, and then somehow got himself out of it. People who need something to focus on, because they can't, their life is tough. And then so they need something, so now his addiction is just religion. So they need something to focus that part of their brain on, which I find really interesting. And I talk about that in the show as well, that he just went that way. And we were from a very religious upbringing, so there's a lot of, it's funny, but it's got a little undercurrent of a serious message as well, which is complicated. I think the end message is meth can save your life. That actually is the last message. Yeah, be prepared for that. No, because all the material was already there, so it was kind of easy to write. Sometimes it was hard to sort of, when you remember that he's a bit crazy, and I didn't want to call it Fire in the Meth Lab. I wanted to call it How to Love an Asshole, because it's hard when someone who's in your family is a real prick, and you just have to deal with that, and you've got to deal with them and all of that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to call it. But we chose Fire in the Meth Lab anyway, because he's burned down his meth labs a bunch of times, and that's how he went to jail, for accidentally burning down his meth lab. Well, I've done a lot now, I do travel around doing the Canadian fringes as well as Edinburgh and Adelaide, and I've done a lot of fringe festivals. They're always really great. I think I've done other festivals as well, and these ones have a bigger sense of community. Everyone's in the same, all the other performers are in the same place, and it's a really nice, even playing field, and just really lovely to get to know all the different people. And there's always a nice little buzz around the town, and really fun. Fringes are definitely fun, especially this one. Montreal is the best. I would come back here even if I got no audiences and had no show, just to muck around and be stupid with mates. I don't know. I would say mostly, if you've seen my other shows, then this is what you were looking for. People who saw my other shows were like, we want to know more about Tim. And so I came up with the idea for this show last year after doing a show about my dad. So everyone wants to know more about him, and that's what I've what I've done. So anyone who likes storytelling and like comedic type stuff, and I use projection and photos and footage and all that sort of stuff, anyone who likes that sort of nostalgic, honest brand of storytelling will enjoy the show.